Today in 7th grade, we're going to be working on adding and subtracting fractions. We did this last week, but today we're going to add the step of have to possibly borrow. If we run into a subtraction problem where maybe we don't have enough to take away, well, then we're going to have to add borrowing. Now, basically, they're the same steps that we took for adding and subtracting. Okay, the only difference is we're going to add in this borrow in step 2. Okay, so step 1, like we talked about last week, we've got to make sure that your fractions have the same denominator. In the second step, we're going to borrow first if needed, and then we're either going to add or subtract the numerators. And the last step is to simplify. Okay, so we're going to work this problem. Remember, when I subtract, I like to write them up and down. 8 and 5/6 minus 2 and 1/3. The first step formally is to make fractions have the same denominators. Do they have the same denominators? Nope, so let's make them. What will the common denominator be? 6. Good. So this will stay 5/6. Multiply both of them by 2, and this becomes 2/6. Okay, can I take 5/6 minus 2/6? Yes, it works. So I get 6 and 3/6. Can I simplify that? Yes. And I get 6 and 1/2. Okay, so in this problem, did we need to borrow? No, we did not. Let's take a look at a couple other problems. We're going to be looking at addition and subtraction, which we may have to rename. So let's start with this one, 5 and 1/5. Remember, I like to write them going up and down, plus 2 and 3/10. What's the first step? Common denominators. And what will that denominator be? 10. Very good. What will my numerator be here? Turn and tell your partner. Okay, great. 2. And what will this one be? It stays the same. Okay, check your sign. Am I adding or subtracting? So we add your numerators. 2 plus 3 is 5 what? 5/10. I don't do anything with my denominators because remember, it's your unit fraction. It stays the same. Don't forget to add your whole numbers. 5 plus 2 is 7. Then your third step is to simplify. Can I do that? And what does it simplify to? 7 and 1/2. Good job. Now let's go to the next one. 5 and 4/5 plus 2 and 5/8. What's your common denominator going to be? 40. 5 times what gives you 40? So 4 times 8 is 8 times what gives you 40? So 5 times 5 is 25. Okay, check your sign. We are adding. Okay, we have 32 plus 25 gives you 57/40. Add your whole numbers. 7 and 57/40. Now, what's wrong with that? Okay, this is improper. How many times will it go? 1 and 17/40. What do I do with this 1? Add it to your 7, so I end up with 8 and 17/40 as your final answer. Okay, and let's look at this last example. 7 minus 2 and 5/7. Now this is one that oftentimes students mess up on. I'm needing to take away 5/7. If you kind of think about those tiles that we had out, we only have 7 green strips. Can I take away any 5/7? No. So what do you have to trade one of them in for? For 7s, which would be 7/7. I don't have anything else to add to that 7/7, so it just stays 7/7. Now can I subtract? 7 minus 5 is 2/7. 6 minus 2, right, 4 and 2/7. And can I simplify that? Nope, that's your final answer. Okay, and the last example we're going to do is 8 1/3 minus 2 5/6. First thing is I have to find a common denominator, which will be 6, and I get 2/6. Now, can I take 5/6 if I only have 2/6? Can I take away 5/6? No, I have to borrow. So I borrow a whole. Now, this is like borrowing one of those green strips we were looking at in class. I'm going to trade in one of those green strips for 6/6. Now, why did I choose 6? Because it was my unit fraction. That's the common denominator that I'm choosing in this problem. Together, I have 8/6 now. Now, may I subtract or take away 5/6 from 8/6? Yes, you can, and you get 3/6. Then you go to your whole numbers. 7 minus 2 is 5. If we simplify, we get 5 1/2. Okay, that concludes our lesson for today on subtracting, fractions, and adding, and this time you have borrowing included.